Ready? Let's begin and go.
I'm Morey White.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast.
Fade to black.
Streaming
We're back,
from the
baby.
satellite of love.
Take a drink. We're back.
High up there in the trees. We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
What a day, y'all.
No.
We're dealing with one camera today. Tracy has worked hard to try to figure it out, but he's been the only one doing it, and so we appreciate him.
We do.
And
You know what?
And
The
we are
audio is
slackers.
Where's open?
We are
you
slackers.
can't have it both, man. You either have good video or we're going to have good audio. Don't be so spoiled.
Well, I think the first part of our problem is that we have a Mac instead of a PC, and
don't do that, man.
and it's just
this
not.
last week. You shouldn't say that.
I don't know why it's not connected. It sees the ATEM. It's not connected.
No, I didn't play nice with others. Is the thing with that.
It
That's what we
is
were
not-
talking about.
Yeah,
We did.
nice.
It plays nice.
It'll
Its
work
own
fine.
It's
play.
We
not
just-
playing nice with it.
It's that switch we gotta find.
Yeah.
Or remove that stick. There's a stick blocking the way.
Yeah, the stick is blocking the widget.
The sticks and the widgets will.
Gremlin.
Might be.
Well, I don't know how painful that can be.
But,
So-
brother, we appreciate you for trying so hard to get that going.
Thanks so much.
Well,
Hey,
sorry,
you were techno
can you-
whiz over the past couple of days.
Well, thanks.
Everything
So-
worked out amazing.
Amazing.
That was probably. I was like, oh wow, it works.
All right, let's go around real quick. Let's see how everybody's doing. Keep it short, keep it sweet, or bitter if need be. We'll start. I'm going to give you some time
Oh, I'm good.
to... You want to go to first?
Yeah.
All right, now we're talking.
Bah humbug.
Morey White.
I'm just going to go with bah humbug today. You know what? Troubles happen. Just telling you.
I can affirm that. Troubles happen, man.
And sometimes it's okay to be in a little bad mood about it.
I agree.
I'm not going to complain, though. But this is the day the Lord has made, and I have rejoiced all day. And,
Yeah.
And for the most part, I've been glad. I struggled with the glad part.
I'm really
all right,
trying,
man.
Lord. I'm trying to be glad. It's really hard sometimes.
Hey, man, you're loved. You're among friends. And we can relate on many, many levels. So it's better to keep it real than put on a face.
That's right.
What I say.
Yeah.
That's true.
You've had a tough day. Tough one all around. All right, we'll leave it at that. Let you swallow that. And Mr. Bob Nelson, ladies and
I've
gentlemen.
had a pretty...
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Should run. I've had a pretty good day. I better enjoyed it because we had this appointment rudely canceled an hour and a half before it was supposed to go, and way over on the other side of DTC, and we're like almost all the way there.
Oh.
But yeah, it was just like couldn't have called a few hours earlier. So, but it made sure that I was here. That was kind of nice. And like I said, my day's been pretty good. I want to go back to your situation. So one of the things I've been doing, excuse me, every morning is reading. When I wake up, I roll out of bed and read a psalm, and just rolling through all of them, right? And like a good chunk of them have this thing where they're like, Lord, you're so great, you're so amazing, you're wonderful. What's going on here? I exalt your name. You're lovely. Your law is lovely. Everything's great about you. But what are you doing to me?
Just give me a break. Come on.
Enough already. How long, oh
But
Lord?
you're in
Exactly.
control. Yeah.
Oh,
It's yeah. How long, O Lord? Is
How long, oh Lord?
a common refrain.
Yes, it is. Not all things are good, is what we're saying, right?
Troubles happen.
Troubles happen. Tracey White.
You know what? All the troubles. I mean, it's just building our endurance.
I'll give you a star
I
without
could
you having
take
to
a
say
little-
that kind of thing.
I could take a little break from that.
This little technical hiccup is not what's on my nerve today. It's just been a nonstop day, and I've had zero downtime from the time I woke up to right now. There's just been no downtime. So it's been hurry, and work, and having to take a car, and talking to my good friend down in the Springs who has COVID.
Oh.
He texted me, you got a minute to talk? And I'm like, sure. So he called, and I was like, hey, what's up? I guess you haven't heard yet, have you?
Oh, no.
I'm like, he says, I got it.
Oh.
But he said he's doing
Cootie
fine.
19.
He got the Cootie 19. He said it's like the flu to him. You know, it's no worse than the regular flu, but even the regular flu is horrible.
This is pretty horrible.
Blah.
So I told him, because I read something online about how the COVID deaths aren't keeping up with the COVID cases, you know?
Praise
So the
God for
ratio,
that.
right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that has
Deaths
to
are going
do
down.
with, huh?
Deaths are going down.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with just the doctors getting better at treating it. And one of the things that I read was they plank people, they put them on their stomach.
Yep.
And somehow that makes it easier
yeah.
to breathe. So I said, hey,
makes
just
sense.
lay on your stomach for a while, you'll be okay.
Yeah, but see, when I do that, I do the seesaw thing.
You know you're on the level when the bubble's in the middle.
That's right.
And, let's see, the diet's going good. We've had kielbasa and bacon wrapped asparagus.
Oh, that sounds
That's
good.
fantastic.
Really good, yeah.
Looking good too.
Hey, well, thanks.
You're all look all wasted away.
Yeah.
Actually, we're about to start too, but that's
Oh,
another
yeah?
thing.
Do a little
I'll tell you
keto?
all about that.
Rock on.
No, not for the same reason. So,
Oh.
actual doctor ordered stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's good for you.
Good man.
For us, for Kathy and I, it's it is a weight thing. The primary purpose is we want to lose weight, and the other primary purpose is that we know that this particular diet that we're on helps with blood pressure, and both her and I have been pre-hypertensive, and since we've started this, we've been below that level.
Okay.
So. Since about a week into it, we've been below that level. So it's been very good for our blood pressure as well.
Amazing.
And so it's. We want to look good, but we want to be healthy. And that's the big thing is the health of it.
Yep.
You know.
That is so true.
Tracy wants that bikini to fit again.
I hope that came across right. We're on the diet for the health of it.
Just for the health of it. Wait, what? Health of it?
The health of it. So yeah. We had fun Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about that, or you want to hear how I'm doing?
I do want to hear about it.
Much rather talk about Halloween.
And that was
Make
just
it all about you, don't you?
Nobody knows.
put a pin in the Halloween thing.
I've
Really
seen. I'm just kidding, man. I can't wait to talk about
How are you?
Saturday. I'm fine. So anyway,
That was it. There's gotta be more.
it's been, speaking of nonstop, it's been nonstop. Hadn't stopped. So you understand. But yeah, I went to school today, of course. And yeah, pretty early on, the screaming began.
That was just me.
That was just me. I couldn't stop. And even the teacher I work with, she was like, I'm kind of surprised you had the energy you had this morning. I really wasn't expecting it today, because she knew what all we were doing over the weekend. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Amazingly, I guess God throwing that little extra hour of sleep into the mix of a big weekend. I was like, thank you, Lord. So no, that was fine. I'm looking forward. I probably have a little more energy too, because I did that thing I hate to do. You know what it is?
Drink coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, I hate to drink coffee.
You ran?
No, I love to run.
Oh, what do you hate to do?
Turning into a game.
You never hate to do anything.
Think about it.
I know he likes to nap,
That
so I'm
gives him
kind of
energy.
confused.
Well, here's the catch-22 about that, my friend. is that I hate to take a nap late in the day.
Oh.
And that's what I did. So I came home today and slept for
Nap.
like 45 minutes to an hour.
You're gonna be up all night.
It's very possible. And so tomorrow will be horrid. No, it won't. It'll be great. I'm fine. So anyway, yes, let's talk about the weekend.
Oh, speaking of the weekend,
Yeah.
just to let you know, after we're done here, I've got a car full of stuff that we need to unload.
Gotcha. No worries.
I'm
I can give you a
kidding.
hand.
I don't want to put it in here. It is a joke, but everything is still
Hey,
in the car.
here's the
We're
great
not
thing.
going to unload it.
You know I would help you if you say, come help me. Because you came back and you rescued the Cootie 19
The Cootie
monster
19, yeah.
on Sunday. Even.
Should call me. You know I would have done it.
I know.
Does your badge work?
My badge works on Sunday.
Great.
Wow.
So if the district ever decides,
Well, here's the problem. We can't meet in the building while the general student, whatever body is remote. And right now they are. So if everybody's remote, we can't be in the building.
as one point of contention on that, it would seem it would be safer if we met in the building. at
You're,
that point.
you're preaching to the choir, man. I'll ask. You never know.
Yep.
We have friends in high
Lori's
places. That's exactly right. The principal is amazing.
Yes.
Well, anywho. Well, let's talk some more about this. Okay, so we had the annual Halloween Glow and Go event, and then we had a secret spy event. Spies in the camp of the cul-de-sac going on at Morey's house. So we'll hear about that too. But yeah, it was amazing. I really was surprised at the number of people, all things considered, because I still haven't gotten the final word, but I really suspect that the phone blast that was supposed to go to all the parents didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we still had all of those people show up,
We did.
even without such a thing.
You know what? If there was a blast out and like the rest of the people showed up, wow, it would have been nonstop. We only had a little bit of a lull,
Yep.
and then it woke back up again, and then it kind of tapered off by about 7:30, and then it was just little onesie twosies after that.
Trickles to drops.
But yeah, right out the gate, we were.
Yeah, people lining up,
Oh,
waiting.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was.
I just love it. There was a teacher who was there. I didn't even see her.
Oh.
I don't know how I missed her because I saw a couple of co-workers from the school there, but one of the kindergarten teachers who had handed out the flyers actually was there. And I heard from someone else this morning. They were like, "Hey, I heard the event was really awesome." I was like,
Oh.
where did you hear it?" And this other lady had been there and had told others,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
It looked great. It was amazing. All kinds of people were there. And
That is awesome.
so there were a lot of very good words being spoken.
That is positive.
Yeah, I mean, just so hosting the event, as it were, and and introing everybody. I had at least 3 or 4 people different people go. We love what you're doing for the community.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's great.
Oh, love hearing that.
That's
That
the
so
whole
much.
kind of
That
the
was-
whole purpose of that, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Is to serve our community.
And we have that in perspective. I think we've done pretty well with that. There was a time years ago in church planning where we'd get our team together, we'd do this major event, and everybody was hoping that it meant that everybody was at that event was going to show up at church the next day.
Yeah. No.
And then I'm going to realize that that's really not how that works. What you're doing is you're breaking down walls, you're softening hearts, you're building goodwill, you're communicating, the love of Christ to people. And they do remember, and it does come back. Sometimes it just takes a while, but even if they don't, it's still a great thing for us to be doing.
It is.
Because it gets us out of our self, and we just, for the glory of God, and just to love people and to help practice our learning to love people.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, and tears just to show people we care about them. That's a good thing, man. I like it.
Well, we've talked about it before, but a lot of times the public view of the church,
Yeah.
and I'm going to put church up there in air quotes because it's not always the church. There's a lot of people who do things that hurt other people, and so it does build up those walls. And the fact that there's actually a church out there who works on loving each other and serving their community, that to them is so foreign.
Yeah.
And so,
right.
in fact, it was part of the cul-de-sac conversation, which was amazing, and actually part of my conversation at work this morning.
That's very cool.
So,
Well, I will say there was a number of people would drive by, and because with the lights, by the way, just way another level
Yeah.
with the lights.
Totally.
I thought it was cool.
It was amazing. And so people could be, they saw something, there was no mistaking something was going on. And so some cars would pull up, and Bob and I both, when that would happen, I would go up and talk to them, and basically I would say, "Are you trying to figure out what's going on?" And people were like, "Yeah, what's happening here?" And so I started to describe, well, it's real simple, and I was talking about the various stations, candy here, and then glow bracelets at the next station, and then balloons at the next one, and you got to stop by the Cootie 19 game to get another prize. Tracey White's name, I think.
It worked perfectly. Every time the superheroes would come up, I'm like, "You're the perfect person for the job. We need you. We need you to defeat Cootie 19."
Well, one of those people, they were like, "Oh, cool." Then they went, "How much?" And I'm like, "It's this much." I went, "0. We're Compass Church. We love doing free things." Yeah, it was so great to just say that. We love doing free things for the community. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you can pull around." And they did. They came around, went through,
That's
thought
great.
it was cool.
That is great.
So, yeah. So tell us some more about the cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac, it started off with Julie and one of our neighbors that we have invited and continue to invite to services. Planned to get together, and so we talked to some of the different neighbors, and there are 6 houses, and at some point 5 of the houses were there at some point. So, even though somebody was just briefly walking through, "Hi, how you doing? Bye."
And you guys were grilling and stuff out there, right? Or you were cooking?
We did
just had
a chili cook-off thing, where we made chili, had some crock pots sitting out there, and we didn't have lights, but we had those blow-up little,
The wacky whaley flame.
no, not the flaily things, but the pumpkin with the cat sitting on it,
Yard decoration.
and the little dragon, the little cute dragon.
Were there trick-or-treaters that came by too?
Yes, and so all the households had different buckets.
Nice.
So, we just yell as they come into the cul-de-sac, "Come on." And, we had chili and cookies and cupcakes and all of that. Some of the trick-or-treaters were taking the cookies and the cupcakes,
Sneaking them.
which is okay. But later, kind of after we ate a little bit, some of the different set of neighbors came over, which, oh, by the way, I had one neighbor down at the end of the block who came down, and he's 90 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, he's had an interesting life. Air Force, retired Air Force.
Nice.
Security, owned his security business. He was on the board of something about the Arapahoe Police, and he was, whenever there was a shooting, he was part of the investigator to make sure that everything happened right. He is a black man, so he was involved in a lot of the racial things.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Those kinds of things. So listening to him talk was amazing.
That's cool.
Listening to his life. And he really opened up, which was fun. But anyway, some of those other neighbors came along, and Morgan came home shortly after, and he had just come back from doing all of that stuff with y'all.
He was amazing, by the way.
Awesome. Yeah, he's sore today, or yesterday. Yesterday he was super sore.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he mentioned what was going on at the church, and then we started talking about, there was apparently a documentary on Netflix or something about
the gospel,
about modern Christianity and how it's changed and strayed or something. And I don't know. They were talking about that, and so that was the opportunity to talk about that our church, we are together and we love each other, and that's something we work on, loving each other. And why we love each other? We love each other because God loved us. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." So read it again and again and again. John 3:16. But that's why we do what we do.
So right there.
And about service to the community.
Yeah.
And their eyes got really wide. It was a shock to them. It was not about having a pastor that's worth $700 million or something.
Yeah.
Apple, we're still.
What am I doing?
No, you know what I'm saying. It's not about.
Yeah, you haven't asked for a jet lately?
Got one. But it's the bat jet and nobody can know.
So they were amazed.
That's awesome, though.
So there was some really good conversation. And then I found out this morning, I was talking about it in my morning stand up at work. It's, we all get together and we talk about what we're doing during the day. And our boss wanted us to talk about what we did over the weekend. So talked about that same kind of stuff. Apparently, we have a grudge going with our neighbor. We didn't know that. We didn't realize that's what's going on, but that's why the other one didn't show up at our... Apparently it's because our trailer was... Well, the trailer was in the driveway and we parked outside of the driveway. And they were upset about that one time. And apparently that becomes a major issue. I did not know it was a major issue. But it was explained to me that's how the world really works.
I see.
And I'm like, well, okay, I don't believe that. So I end up having to talk to those people and say, hey,
Well, you have
if
some
we've
insight,
offended you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good insight. I was going to say that whole thing that you guys did is going to be a great idea that's already stirring for ways we can do those very things in our neighborhoods. Neighborhood Connection Week, as we get into the spring and going into the summer, where everybody's doing a block party. So it's not just a come to the big Compass Church block party. It's come to one of the 8 that are happening around the community block parties.
Well,
right? So
that's a great idea.
I love it. I love that comes out of it because it's so relational. That's right where you live. Now, I used to always say I always invited my neighbors, but I also knew that they lived right next door and they're going to see me every day. And if they say no or they don't like it, I don't want to offend them. I'm still their neighbor, right? That's right. So you got to still be a good neighbor.
I'm not talking to you anymore. You didn't come to my party.
church. Well, it's even weirder when you're the pastor.
Yeah.
I didn't like the preaching. Oh, okay. Well,
Not everybody does.
hey, I don't like it either, but I got to do it.
Well, there were some seeds thrown, and that's always a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And so we're just going to start praying over them big time and see what happens.
Well, I mean, you can't make somebody follow Jesus, right? You can't do
Can't
that.
force it into you.
Right. That's a decision that they make on their own.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him swim unless he's dead.
But we're not going to
swim if
you just drag him through the water.
It's a little too dark, Bob.
We're trying to stay away from the whole
A
murder
little too dark
thing.
for a Monday evening.
Halloween redux.
Yeah, a little Halloween karaoke.
That's kind of funny.
Make it
I
swim.
think it's Monty Python.
Yeah, I
somewhere.
think you're maybe right.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, it was good. It was.
do a purge.
It was one of those things that I wasn't expecting. I was thinking this year we're going to power it all down, but what I think from our experience on Saturday is that rather than, we kind of stepped in a little bit to almost festival-like last year. Destination spot, hang out, go to this, and go back here, get popcorn. But something about the way we did this year, I think, goes back to the heart of how we first started doing it anyway. And it's that stop on your way.
Yeah.
And I think we just do that again. Do it even better.
Definitely.
Maybe 2 games at the end, but it still goes in that row.
Right.
Just down that whole bit. So
I think that's a good idea.
good job, everybody. Proud of everyone. You guys were awesome. Very proud, excited about what you guys were doing as well.
One of the side effects of having to do one family at each station was I got to interact more with them. It wasn't just because I had to hold everybody and kind of filter them through. So it gave me a chance to like actually build those relationships. And then the same thing was happening down the line. So when there was one family that was all dressed I can't remember what they were dressed like. As cartoon characters or something. The parents were actually looking for a church, and
I remember
so,
that.
That's right.
So they passed Joy and Melissa, and it said that right at the end. And Melissa's like. But the next station was the compass
cards.
information. So
Nice.
hopefully they'll be watching or something.
I hope so.
I was able to say the same kind of stuff. It's like, we're online right now because everybody's online.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
It's like a multi-possible things going on as well, but always online too. So I love it. And this was a new role. The role that Bob got to step into was that sort of host role, which you never really had, but it was very helpful when people were driving up to have that one person who's catching, hi everyone, the line's right over here.
Yeah.
And adding the extra signs too. Melissa did a great job with all those little signs.
Sure did.
So on the other side, it said, "Welcome." The line starts
Over
on the
there?
other side. So still friendly, still welcoming, and but anyway, so that was a new role, and that was cool. And you did a hilarious job with it, as we were seeing in the little video here. It might make the light of day. I don't know. Anyhow, it should. It was pretty fun.
It should.
But that was great. You're exactly right. And even at the stations while people were waiting, they couldn't just kind of run through.
Right.
They had to kind of pause, and they all seemed to appreciate that too.
Yeah, nobody complained. The worst I got was that, we're expecting it, but most people are like, I really appreciate that you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And some said, thank you for doing this because there's not a whole lot going on this
Right.
year.
That too, yeah.
So, and that's funny because I saw a few like trunk or treat signs and things. There was somebody like the day before who had their trunk or treat in their church parking lot, but it was like the afternoon on a Friday. I didn't quite get that, but
Interesting.
God love them,
Yeah.
They had some people there.
Okay.
So. Well, anything about yesterday you guys want to talk about? But anyway, just overall, great weekend. Weary a little bit this week, I should say. Still trying to make a call on a few things this week, but I want it to be a little bit of a dead kind of week. So it wasn't a big Sunday weekend where we usually take a day, but I think we're still going to rehearse this week.
Okay. I'm
That's
ready.
actually relaxing for us,
Yeah.
Tracy and I anyway.
like
Blow
it.
some steam.
Yeah.
Playing a little music is so relaxing.
Need it.
Well, Sunday, it was obvious to those who were really looking that I was tired.
Yeah.
But hopefully we pulled it off. yesterday.
Sound was really good, by the way.
It was. I thought
Sound
it was
good.
great. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys hear the buzz at the beginning?
No.
Okay.
Not that I noticed.
Here's all I did with that thing, and it's just the throw, the distance of the boom mic that I'm using. I've been probably about 3 feet too far away from it. So I moved my whole couch out of the way and pulled everything so that the camera and the mic were only about this far. That's why it seemed so close.
Yeah. No, that was great though.
Okay,
Really.
well, good.
Yeah, that works way better.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we'll do then. The thing is the mic, it's just a little mic cable that goes, speaking of Apple,
Yeah.
let's speak of Apple. Goes right in here into this little lightning slot.
Yeah.
And the problem is the thing's this long. So I have two tripods, so I have this a little bit closer, but I can't
You need an
put
extension.
the camera. But I can't find one. I've been searching, combing the internet. Oh well. The other option is to just do a whole video thing with my computer and things, so that's a possibility, but
We can always do it here.
I want to talk to you about that.
Oh. Now or
Sweet.
Yeah, there's a possibility of us doing a few base camp where we would normally do it in the school,
Yep.
hallway, church in the hall. We might be able to do some version of that here, so not with full band,
Yeah.
But
I think
just-
it'd be great.
just guitar, cajon.
There's
Same
room.
kind of
We
vibe.
got room.
So,
I like it.
good night, everyone. No.
What happened yesterday?
A hush fell over the crowd.
More about troubles.
He was talking.
Yeah,
Like there was a lot of revisits and kind of putting
Review, yeah.
putting everything in order, and which was, I think, very helpful. And if anybody out there saw yesterday but not the weeks before, I encourage you to go back to the weeks before.
Oh yeah, they're a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because yesterday was just horrible.
Just kidding.
No, because it's there's the overarching
Yeah, right.
theme to all of this stuff, and I think it's really important to catch it from the beginning.
Context.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because every time I go into a long review, it eats up half the time.
It does.
Yeah. Which is
So-
okay.
Yeah, well, sort of.
You can spread this out as long as you want.
3 years later,
You're the
troubles,
bastard.
friends.
Troubles.
Part of the trouble is you keep talking about it, right?
Just keep happening.
Oh man. Well,
You know what though? I mean, it just seems that the whole topic of troubles and trials and whatnot, and stress and all that. That is 2020. I mean, it really is. In pretty much, it touches every aspect of our life. I remember back earlier in the year, it was toilet paper. That was a trouble.
Right. That was a
Oh
thing.
my goodness.
At least we're up to murder hornets now.
Right. No, there's supposed to be another run on toilet paper, I guess. I don't know.
all I know is we bought a big thing last week just to try and head off, not to hoard, but just
Yeah.
be ready.
But there's and then everything that kind of snowballed after that, work wise, dealing with COVID and then the social unrest and everything, and our office downtown was the lobby area was highly vandalized. And, but we had all started working from home by then, and nobody wants to go back downtown again. It's just so through all of the COVID stuff and the social unrest and everything and the riots everywhere. We've had trouble the entire year.
Yeah.
So it's a very valid
It is.
thing to talk about because we
Absolutely.
get so weighed down by everything that's going on. And it's important to know that, it's going to happen. Go to God. Right, and it's going to build your endurance.
It's going to build your.
So by the end of this year, our thin should be so thick. Our skin should be so thick.
Wait, your thin should be so thick.
Skin should be so thick.
What's in this?
That's the tagline. Pure H2O, man.
Who was saying the skin sale?
Skin sale.
There was something recently that was supposed to be on the sin scale, but it was on
Sin
the
scale.
Here's a sale. Everything's gotta go.
Something about, that was a different podcast.
All right, y'all, thick skin. Here.
Thick skin. Well,
So you brought up Romans 8:28, which I think was the first time that had showed up, and it's an incredibly important verse. The kind of right there in the middle of Romans, it's a sort of a bridge, and it's that all things work to the good of those who love Him and are called to His purposes.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: if you're not one of those who love Him and are called to His purposes, those troubles mean nothing to you. They mean nothing, and they are just trouble. But in the world of a Christian, that's something really important, because then it's the thing that builds endurance, the thing that makes your skin thick enough to where the troubles can just bounce off.
Right.
well, we were talking about those walls that get built up. And a lot of times, Christians will say, "Hey, you just live right, everything's going to be unicorns and rainbows and bunnies."
That's trouble to me.
I want to go
Instead, we get giraffes and
If I saw a
platypus.
unicorn, that'd probably be some trouble. Yeah.
Wait, but yeah, but go ahead.
That's a wall.
Yeah.
And we're to expect the troubles. They're going to happen, which was also part of the cul-de-sac campfire chat.
Interesting. Oh, very cool.
Keeping it real.
Get
Very real.
Yeah, the reason
Normie.
that verse is so important that we were just talking. You're gonna see how much left. What do we got? 3 minutes? 2 minutes?
7.
We have 7
7
minutes.
minutes.
Let's fill that thing up.
That's
No,
perfect.
Yeah, the perfect number. Perfect 7. Anyhow, the reason that verse is so important is because that it's misquoted so often that all things work together for good, guys. Well, that's really not what it's saying.
Right. Yeah.
It says for those who. It's like if you love God, you're following God, you're His child. He will work things around for good and for your good
Yes.
ultimately. But all things are certainly not good, and they're not always working good. In fact, most things around us in this world are working too bad, right? And that's why God did something about the sin and the brokenness and all of that.
Yeah.
So, one little thought I want to throw out here that was one of the key things from yesterday is that we haven't just been talking about trouble and isn't it bad and oh my.
Right.
But it's like some practical things that we can literally do in the context of trouble. And one of those is so easy and so hard at the same time. And it's that, speaking of our mouths, it's what comes out of our mouths in times of trouble.
Yeah.
We can actually speak life into the darkness of trouble by being encouraging
Yes.
to those
encouragement.
around us, because there's strength in that, there's comfort in that, and I mentioned just how starved we really all are, because especially men, by the way, I don't know what it is. I think it's our arrogance, our pride, or something, and we know how to provide, we know how to protect, we know what duty's all about. We can get a job done, that sort of thing, but you just start running out, and you won't even notice in your spirit how much you need someone to go, you know what? Man, that was great what you're doing. I really appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing that. And we're always like, oh, don't worry about it, man. But inside it really is building us up.
It is. Yeah.
So you can speak, it's like magic. You can speak life into a dark moment. And it doesn't mean that you just go, isn't everything wonderful? Like some kind of crazy fire is going on behind you. I'm fine. Everything's fine. No, you still speak truth. But what I mean is, it's not about the situation. It's speaking life into the people who are with you in the situation.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So anyway, that's what I love about Scripture. And, God knows how to best, for us to thrive in these circumstances.
We've talked about that. We've talked about how easy it is to curse everything going on.
Yeah.
But in the Old Testament, you read over and over and over and over, and even some in the New Testament, how they would speak blessings on each other.
Yes.
And that's the same kind of thing. It's encouragement. It's goodwill towards, and it was speaking it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many times when we're just so quick to, can you believe that driver? That buzzard.
Buzzard.
Sorry, Buzz. My grandmother,
Yo, buzzard. Well, anyhow. But you see, you can't. It's like the old thing about when we say to be full of the love of God, God's love flowing through you, and you overflow with what you're full of.
Yeah.
Whatever that may
If
be.
somebody knocks your cup over, what's spilling out?
What's spilling out of that thing?
Or the old story about the two wolves, the evil wolf and the good wolf, and they're in you, and they're always constantly fighting.
Yep.
And the little kid asks which one wins, and the answer is the one you feed the most.
The one you feed the most? Yeah, that's very true. There's so much truth there. I was going to say, you don't just not say, you don't just not say anything because you can't say anything nice. Although there's much truth in that, right? If you're going to say something
Sometimes
negative,
you just need to keep your mouth.
keep your mouth quiet. Speaking of Proverbs, it's right. Even a fool looks wise when he keeps his mouth shut. So, opens his mouth, removes all doubt. And he does not
Fool
have any.
speaks with many words.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But you should not just be silent, but you should speak into it, is what I mean.
Yeah.
All right, we are out of time. You are so right. You are so right. Hey, you can join us every Sunday at 10 o'clock on Facebook. Facebook at Compass Church Colorado, or you can go to our website, compassdenver.com, and you can see what's happening this week at Compass, or you can watch past messages and find out more information there. We'd love to have you as our guest this week. All right, guys, final words?
I do love you guys. I'm sorry for being frustrated with the day and all that. I love you guys. I love everybody out there, too.
Tech is from Satan. But we love you. Likewise.
Peace, everybody.
Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out.
Fade to black.
Waiting to
Or cut.